23andMe on the verge of getting delisted now from the Nasdaq due to a shortfall in the number of independent directors on its board. Deidre Bosa has more on that story for today's Tech Check. Morning, Dee.
Hey, good morning, Carl. So drama has been unfolding this week. It's only set to ramp up. It began with the entire board, all 7 independent directors resigning earlier this week after rejecting founder and CEO Anne Wojcicki's buyout offer. Then the delisting notice from the Nasdaq, and now an October 3rd deadline to comply. Later today, an all-hands internal meeting called a feisty, where Wojcicki said that she would update employees as she could. Now, all of this could be seen as another chapter in the founders mode narrative that has been sweeping the tech and VC world over the last few weeks. The idea that founders know best and they should eliminate managers and outsider advice to steer the company in the right direction. Wojcicki wants to take back control of her company 3 years after going public by a SPAC, and she's rejecting outside consultants. Now she's abandoned by her board. Filling new seats will not be easy. The DNA testing company went public by SPAC in 2021. It has since lost 99.9% of its value from its $6 billion market cap peak, which makes it all the more surprising, perhaps, to note just who was on the board in the first place. It's really a who's who of titans in tech and healthcare. Sequoia Capital's managing partner, Roelof Botha, YouTube CEO Neil Mohan, renowned obstetrician and gynecologist Dr. Valerie Montgomery Rice. There was also the CEO of California Healthcare Foundation, Dr. Sandra Hernandez. These are very big figures. Now, it was Wojcicki's status in Silicon Valley that helped attract them in the first place. 23andMe was once seen as a pioneer in direct-to-consumer genomics. Her late sister, Susan, she was one of the earliest Google employees. She ran YouTube for nearly a decade and was also married to Google co-founder Sergey Brin. Now, the joint letter from the now former board posted to the 23andMe website, it alludes to their pushback around Anne's plans to take the company private, noting her strategic direction and concentrated voting power was at odds with what the board saw as the best interests of shareholders. Now, Wojcicki has struggled to find a sustainable business model for 23andMe beyond those one-time DNA tests that were once so viral. It's also running out of cash quickly. Now, she'd rather make that pivot or build in private versus the public market. Of course, that's why she's trying to bring it private, because as public a company, she must answer to a board. She has to refill those seats. She also has to answer legally to public shareholders, something I hear often in the Bay Area from other founders guys these days. Why live under the pressure of public scrutiny if you can raise money and build in private? And as we've talked about a lot, there is a lot of money still in private markets, allowing some of the best founders and startups to do all of that in private.
It's certainly an attractive proposition if you look at it from that standpoint. What happened, though, to the company, Deidre? I remember when there were high hopes that she would be enrolling in drug trials or leading drug trials. I remember talking to her during COVID about figuring out what kind of genes make people more susceptible than others to getting COVID. So what happened to the growth plan?
You're exactly right. All of those ambitions were there. She was trying to create some recurring revenue by a subscription model where users could tap into the more data that they got. And that data is really powerful, but there was always this problem. She couldn't really sell it. And it turns out, surprise, surprise, that healthcare, that drug development is really hard to do. She's had issues with the FDA in the past in simply getting the test approved. And it turns out, Sarah, that, you know, it was very viral. I don't know if you remember, it was like a few Halloweens ago. People would dress up as a 23andMe test. But the problem is you only need to take it once. And building that more comprehensive healthcare company, which was her broader ambition, has turned out to be really difficult to do. And I don't know if she's going to get that chance, right? Because the company now a penny stock, and she's got, I think, $7 million in the bank. She's running through cash, and it's going to be difficult. I mean, even when she had the take private proposition, the board questioned whether she had the financing to do so.
I don't remember the 23andMe costumes, but that's funny. It's a funny reference. May have been the peak.
Dee, appreciate